Listen up, friends. We are all wired for connection. This is not a luxury in our relationships, it is a survival need. And that's why it probably feels so good when you and your partner are deeply connected, and so awful when you're not. But what if I told you that connection is not something that just happens because of the right moment or magical chemistry? Actually, connection comes from somewhere else. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to create the kind of connection you can feel deeply, deeply proud of. Because when your connection is strong, you feel unstoppable. Everything flows easier: your business, parenting, sex, fun, life. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing that your partner sees you, that you're laughing more, touching more, feeling more like a team again, that you're proud of what you've built and excited about where it's going. That's the power of connection. But if your connection sucks, even the strongest of relationships will quietly or not so quietly fall apart. So let's change that. Strengthen your connection starting now. Welcome, dear one, to another Catalyst conversation for relationship revolution, where we challenge the unquestioned assumptions about love, flip the script on what you've been taught, and reveal the truths that no one's told you. Here, we are unlocking a whole new paradigm of relationships so that you can anchor into consciousness, empowerment, and create the kind of relationship that most people only dream of. It's my favorite. Today, we're going to flip the script on connection because here's the lie, right? If things are good, connection should just happen, right? If our relationship is feeling good, if we're, trudging along well together, we feel connected. And if we feel disconnected, then something is wrong. No, that's not true, y'all. That's not how thriving relationships actually work. Connection isn't automatic. It is not a byproduct necessarily, or well, maybe it's a byproduct, but let me say it is not a great indication of whether or not you've got a good relationship or whether there's a problem. If it indicates anything, it indicates the problem that you are not being intentional about connecting, because that's the truth. Connection doesn't just automatically happen. It can, but that's not how thriving relationships work. Thriving relationships know how to nurture connection, how to intentionally foster connection, strengthen connection, grow connection so that it stays and is strong and fulfilling. And that connection is absolutely essential to every other part of your life. So let's talk about how to consciously create the kind of connection that brings life to everything else. Before I dive into that juicy stuff, I know I've got you on the edge of your seat. I want to take a minute to introduce myself for those of you who may be new to these Catalyst conversations or me and the work that I do. My name is Dr. Jenny Wallig. I am an award-winning relationship mentor, speaker, author, and rebel with a PhD. I am a disruptor, friends. I am determined to make the world a better place through more conscious and evolved relationships. And that means challenging the way we've been doing things. Alongside my partner and soulmate, co-founder of Powerful Love Relationships, Calvin O. Seeley, we have co-created a powerful and proven path to transforming your relationship, even if your partner's not doing the work with you for now. So in these Catalyst conversations and in everything we do here at Powerful Love, our goal isn't just to teach you how to communicate better. It is to redefine how relationships work and to empower you, fellow visionary, to create a relationship that fills your heart and fuels your dreams. You ready? Let's get into the good stuff. So let's be real. Most couples don't stop loving each other. They stop feeling connected. And that's where everything starts to really slide and spiral down. Because without connection, we lose our sense of safety, of closeness, of aliveness. We become co-managers of a household instead of co-creators of a life together. This is the work we do at Powerful Love. not just helping couples feel better, but helping you build a relationship that becomes the fuel source for everything else you're here to create. Because when your relationship feels good, you feel good. And when you feel good, your whole life expands. So let's start here in our conversation about connection. I want to do something interactive, which I don't usually do in these, but today I'm going to. So hold tight. Bring out some paper. Don't worry, I'll wait briefly. I want you to take some moments and at least write down this question so you can take some moments after I'm done chatting at you. What do you think of when you hear the word connection, right? Like what is connection for you? What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it happen? Okay? What is connection? That's the big question. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it happen? Take some time to journal about that. Or even just pause for a moment now and consider what comes to your mind. And now I'm going to get into some truths. Again, connection is created, it's nurtured, it's fed. And if it's neglected, it's fucking fragile, guys. The types of things that create connection that we usually think about are like expressions of love, our love languages, right? Intimacy of all kinds, shared attention, curiosity about who you are and how you're doing, eye contact, having pleasant like experiences together, shared memories, shared meanings. What we often miss is play and laughter, right? Games, silliness, dancing, adventure, novelty, all of these things create connection too. But that's not all. So I want to get into 5 essential truths about connection that I think are revolutionary when you understand them. First, connections are made in the micro moments. Okay. It's the little glance, the giggle, the gratitude. John Gottman, one of the foremost researchers on marital success, found that we need at least 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative one. That 5-to-1 ratio is essential, like the essential contributing factor, right? Or predictive factor for couples who make it as opposed to couples who break up. All the little smiles, the thank yous, the reaching out, the repairs, those are what matter in our connection. Those are what create connection. And that's not just science. I mean, science proves it, but let me tell you, y'all, this is survival because truly we are wired for connection. We need connection for our survival. So pay attention to those micro moments and be a little more intentional about them. Truth number 2 about connection: intimacy is not just sex, intimacy is attention, presence, like full body present attunement. It is the eye contact, the deep conversation, telling them what you love about them today, not 3 years ago. Play is intimacy, laughter is intimacy. Um, like sharing vulnerability is intimacy, but so is honesty and silence, adventure and effort. Right? So let's expand what intimacy means and look at how we're paying attention to our partner, how we're being present in our relationship, and see if you can ratchet that up a little, okay? Because it's going to help your connection so much. Truth number 3: without deliberate investment, your connection is going to wither. I know I've made this point a couple times, but I am going to make it again because it is maybe one of the most important points that I'm getting into today. We don't find time to connect. We don't find time to do anything, y'all. We make the time. And if connection is important to you, you make the time to connect. Connection is going to require you carving out space, genuine, attentive, present space. And that goes for sex too. The number one predictor of whether married couples have sex or a good sex life is whether they prioritize time for getting naked and getting into bed to touch one another's bodies. Okay? It doesn't just happen. We think it should just happen because that's what the movies say happens, right? All the lovely rom-coms and romantasy novels, or just romance novels. I'm into the romantasy. But, it doesn't that's in real life, maybe that happens sometimes, but most of the time, sex is prioritized, right? We, like, take the time, we make the time to do the thing. When we don't make the time for connection, all kinds of connection, right? That connection, that sense of we starts to dissolve. And that's when you start to feel like roommates or strangers, which is not what any of us are in this partnership for, right? Okay. Truth number 4, connection thrives when you feed your we-ness. And I secretly, not so secretly, love saying that word, we-ness, which is not a real word. I probably made it up, but I like saying it because, it sounds like penis. And the little immature girl inside of me giggles. So play. We're just gonna have fun with it. And I'm saying we-ness. And, like I said, I'm a disruptor. Maybe that disrupts things for you. Maybe not. Maybe you get to giggle with me. Okay, let me get back in. Okay, what I'm trying to say, connection thrives when you feed your we-ness. This is about shared identity, y'all. Every couple has a shared identity. But in order to like feed that shared identity, that we-ness, you both have to acknowledge that it exists, that this is a three-party system. There's you, your partner, and the you that is the two of you together, the we. You, me, you, we. You get my point. You have to acknowledge it, first of all. And second, you have to nourish it. Celebrate your inside jokes. Figure out who you are as a couple. Come up with a team name. Take adventures. Share new experiences. Let your relationship be a playground, not a boardroom, right? Figure out who you are together and celebrate that. Now, episode 2 of the Proud Love series was all about this. And if you missed it, all you got to do to get access is comment we-ness in the comments, and I'll make sure you get access because I dive deeper into that episode about creating a really strong couple identity. Last one. Truth number 5. You create connection. Not just by prioritizing it, but by intending it in your mind space and your heart space. The reason those magical moments feel connecting, because of you, because of the meaning that you're giving to the moment, because of how open your heart is, because of how you're thinking about your partner in that moment. They're beautiful, they're sexy, they love me so good, I'm so lucky to have them. You're telling yourself a story about the situation, and that is allowing the connection to happen. I got a little story for you. I will never forget the moment where I realized this. Cal and I were feeling disconnected. We did the thing that most couples do when you feel disconnected. We went on a date. Finally got some time away from the kids, right? And we have an electric car. After the date, we're sitting in an electric car, charging it up, and I'm sitting there feeling like, man, I do not feel any more connected to him whatsoever. And I was so pissed and bummed. And I wanted him to do something about it. Like, why isn't he connecting with me more? And then suddenly I had this like awareness, this download, right? That I've been like grumpy toward him this entire date because we've been feeling so disconnected, right? Like when you're disconnected, it's easy to feel grumpy about your partner and it's kind of hard to get back into connection. And so what I did was I shifted into thinking about how unfair that was and what did I do to try to connect with him and what a wonderful guy that he does this and this and this for me and how great our life is. And suddenly I shifted into this gratitude, this appreciation, this awe and wonder for who he is. And sure as shit, I felt connected. He didn't do anything. I did. And it's that power that we all have. And whether we realize it or not, it's what we're exercising in those moments that we get to feel connected. Sorry, I'm plugging my computer in. So, just taking the time to imagine your partner as a child before the world got to them, or the path that brought the two of you together, or the moments that you almost lost it all but didn't, the way that your partner's taught you, the way that they've loved you, that you've loved them, even in the hard. How much you're grateful for them and what your life would be like without them. When you start to connect to things like that in your mind space and your heart space, even if your partner is nowhere to be seen, you will feel more connected with them. Now that is revolutionary. I have a free resource. I just created it. I'm really excited about it. It's called the 5-minute connection, and it pulls off of this idea here. And it teaches you. It's got a few little steps to help you tap into connection, feel more connected and supported by your partner in just 5 minutes. So if you want that resource, type the word connect in the chat, and I'll make sure to get it to you. So I know I'm talking a little long in this episode, but this is so important that I have a lot to say. I want you to think about connection as like the root system of your relationship, and everything else grows from that. And those roots, the roots of connection, are fed and nourished by your intention, attention, and loving actions, which is what we're talking about here. When you create connection on purpose, you're going to feel more seen and connected. You're going to laugh more. Sex is going to get better and easier. Parenting is going to feel easier, especially co-parenting with your partner. Your business is going to feel lighter and you're going to have more energy. And life just becomes sweeter. Because without like that sense of connection, like what are we doing it for? When you nourish connection intentionally, when you feed those roots, you're remembering why you chose one another. And you go from like coping with life to co-creating in this life. And that supports your relationship in becoming the most energizing part of your life, of your days, and not another item on your to-do list. And again, this is what we do in Powerful Love. I'm going to tell you a quick story about one of our clients. We're going to call them Kyle and Karen. No, I don't want to do Karen. I don't like that. Let's do Kyle and Maddie. Okay. Kyle and Maddie came to us. They did not feel connected. They were too busy to connect. Their life was full with 2 young children and their careers. They were often ships passing in the night. And they came to me wanting to feel like, for like a short intensive with me, they wanted to feel more connected. And so essentially what we did is we created this plan for being more intentional, for making time and space even in their busy life, but more importantly, for shifting the stories that they told about their connection and how they connected and what counted as connected, or connecting. And in seeing it differently and doing it differently and paying attention to each other differently, suddenly connection, which had previously felt like another thing on their to-do list, another stressor in their life, became something that just was, that they just were connected. And that made everything else feel better and easier. Plus, they knew exactly what they could do to keep that connection going in simple, easy, micro moment ways that didn't take a lot of time and energy, and had a plan for course correcting if connection seemed to be wavering. Like, how do we nourish it if the roots start to get hungry, if the earth starts to get dry? And now they're empowered to keep this strong connection going. And they're energized by the connection that they have. It was so beautiful, so transformational. And it only happened in 5 sessions? So good. Powerful work, y'all. Powerful, life-changing work. Now, if you are in the relationship revolution, don't miss this week's activation prompts, because in addition to giving you that 5-minute shift resource, I'm also going to be gifting you with a bonus tool for ensuring that your connection stays strong always. And of course, you're also getting your weekly reflection and practice invitations that are going to help you deepen and strengthen your connection even more. If you're tired, if you're not in the relationship revolution, let me back up. If you're not in the relationship revolution and you're tired of the surface, like date night advice that doesn't work, and you're ready to truly feel close to your partner again, then the relationship revolution is where you need to be. A relationship revolution is our monthly membership program. It is a fabulous launch point to get you started in your revolutionary journey. By the way, if you want higher touch work, Next Level Love is probably the better program for you. But if you're ready to just like take these conversations deeper and apply them and create momentum and get support while you're doing it, then come into the relationship revolution. This is not just fluff, right? This is proven tools and systems that work. It's expert mentorship and the kind of bold transformational leadership that actually moves the needle in your life. In the relationship revolution, you get monthly live calls with me, private community, the weekly connection and practice prompts that go deeper on all of these trainings, plus access to one of our most powerful relationship courses, Revolutionize, and some more bonusy things. I don't need to get all into all of it, but if you're interested, there is a link in this post, this video up here or down there, wherever you're seeing it. In the relationship revolution, we are going to teach you how to lead your love with the same excellence and power that you bring or desire to bring to the rest of your life, to the rest of the world. And yes, it works even if your partner's not participating. Founding member rate of $97 a month, which is freaking outstanding for the kind of value that you get, is still available, but not for long. So click the link in the comments for more information. It's also got the sign up link right on the information page. And I look forward to seeing you there. And if you're only here for the free content, amazing. I love that too. We are here to serve, to shift the paradigm and to spark your power. And I hope that this Catalyst conversation has done that. I'll see you next week for another Catalyst conversation live every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Until then, keep leading with